Welcome, precious souls. Another general reading for the beautiful collective that's watching. I trust everybody's well. We're asking all of our beautiful higher spirits, higher self, ascending masters, guardian angels, our spirit team, ancestors. We're asking for all of your guidance at this time to come through, provide a wonderful reading for all who are watching. If you get called to have your own personal reading with more details and more specific to your needs and questions, you can email me at paintingsbycatherine@gmail.com. I've also got a website, www.earthangel3811.com. My YouTube channel is earthangel3811. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Readings by Catherine. Oh boy, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about now. All right, let's unpack this. Beautiful. Okay, the whole reading. Have patience. Have patience. Because everything is being delivered in divine timing. Now remember, when we are manifesting or intending on receiving something or working towards something, we need to have give the amount of time for spirit to line everything up in the physical world. It becomes available in the 5D world, and then it becomes available in the 3D world. So sometimes it takes a little time. We can't allow ourselves to get discouraged, okay? We can't allow ourselves to go, oh, it's not happening, and then give up what we're working on, because give them a little bit of time. We don't want, if everything was instant, we'd have a bunch of crazy stuff happening in our life that really weren't good for us. So have patience at this time. Everything is on its way to you. I feel like also your challenge is to find your gift that you're meant to express in this world. Okay, there's something that you were gifted with. We all have a creative gift. They're saying bring that into the 3D world. I'm hearing that, there are ideas and intentions and visions that are being planted. And you're getting little hits on these. These are going to help you, if you're creative with them, bring them into the 3D world. This is going to lead to something that you're asking for. They're saying this is what you need to do so that we can align the success and the security that you're asking for. Okay? Tap into your gifts and share them. Okay, subconsciously, you're still trying to control things. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because we all do it, okay? We try to control outcomes. We try to control how things are going to come in. We control when we're fearful. We try to avoid things. They're saying release control. You can't, just don't allow yourself to expect how it's going to work out or else it's not going to work out. Don't say it's going to be a certain way or else that's not going to. Release control of circumstances. Release control of outcomes. Release control of how it's going to find you. That way it can find you better. Releasing control is also releasing ego, which is releasing fears and insecurities, because they don't help us whatsoever. They slow us down, in fact. So if you're being fearful and allowing that to rule you, if you are still allowing insecurities to hinder your growth, it's time to break through those. It is time to break through those to avoid having a tower moment where you will be forced to break through them, forced to test your strength, forced to prove to yourself that a feeling of control is like the exact opposite. The more we try to control, the less we have control. So the only thing we're really in control of is our own emotions, how we process them, how we grieve through things, how we release them, how we take the lessons out of experiences, how we respond instead of react. That's control. What we choose to do, what we choose not to do, that is control. We cannot control other people. We cannot control the outcomes of events. We can and so on, okay? So it's about releasing control, and subconsciously, you're still trying to control things out of fear, and you don't need to. Release it. Allow life to help you. Allow your spirit team to line up for you what you really desire, because they know what you want, okay? Consciously, you're still reflecting on the past a little too much. All you feel is guilt back there, and the guilt is something that needs to be released because you showed up exactly as you were supposed to. with the exact level of understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and experience you had at that time. You weren't meant to be anything more. Remember, where we are, we're also teaching other people lessons. So we had to be a certain way back then, and they had to be a certain way back then, so that the lesson could happen. The understanding, the misunderstanding, all of it, right? So once we release that, we can release any guilt, knowing we did already everything we were supposed to. The past is gone. We aren't supposed to redo. We aren't supposed to torment ourselves with it. Just take the lesson out and say, I'm better for it now, and here's how, right? So just recently, you really started to see people for who they were. You released, what happened was you used to have this old movie that would play in your head, your memory, your ego remembers if a person is acting like this, it must mean this. And that's not necessarily so. Sometimes we can view people through a different, almost a foggy perception, where if they say a certain thing, it triggers a trauma or an insecurity. And so we automatically judge them as being this way when really they're not, you know? So you really kind of managed to sort that out and start seeing people for who they really were, instead of almost rolling this film and projecting how you feel that they are being or acting or who they are inside based on old memories, which doesn't really pertain to who they really are. Okay. In the near future, I definitely see, so long as you learn patience and so long as you actually jump on your creative gifts. Okay. You have beautiful creative gifts, and start to use them and to share them with others and bring them into the 3D world. You are going to go on a beautiful adventure, like an adventure and a road that you've never gone on before, and it's going to lead to incredible outcomes. All right, so what I'm seeing is your spirit team are trying to line you up with everything you desire, but because you don't recognize it as what you figure it should be, because our minds are limited based on past experience only, right? So they're saying, shut off that control. Stop thinking it's going to be anything similar to what you've experienced, because this is a brand new path. This is a beautiful adventure, and it's going to involve you tapping into your creative side and really getting that out and sharing that with the world, because the spirits are creating through you in the 3D. So everything creative you do, they're putting little ideas and visions in your mind, and they're working vicariously through you. You're doing them a great service by not trying to control that and to allow that to flow, and speaking your authenticity and expressing authentically. So you don't need control. They're actually guiding you to where you want to be. It's just your brain is not familiar with this. It's not a memory you have, because it's all new. They're asking you to maybe take down some of the armor that you have and that you've been through. They're saying a lot. You've been through a lot, to the point where you feel like you almost have this hardened core or hardened shell. They're saying you're so sweet and gooey on the inside, but you've been hurt so much that you have this armor. Okay, so people see you as, this armored person, and it's out of a protection. It's how you're trying to control so you don't get hurt or feel vulnerable anymore. But they're saying you can release that armor now. You're safe, and you've learned discernment. You've learned who you want in your space and who you don't. And by having armor, you're not allowing all of the other things to come in that are good for you too. So be mindful that you're not kind of coming off guarded, and they're saying allow the armor to come off a bit, okay? What life is trying to tell you, your angels are saying, you are actually, the reason you've been through all of that is you are truly a master. Like, people are learning from you just by watching you. Like, you are a living example, like where spirit, you're almost like the bridge between spiritual world and earth, okay? You are showing people how to live truly empowered and with a good core, a good solid core. So your morals are amazing. The things you've learned are amazing. Your experiences would make a great survival guide for people, and that's why they're trying to follow you, and you may not even realize it. So they're saying, be mindful. If you come off with this guarded front, you don't want other people to have that guarded front and say, well, that's how they do it. That's how they're successful. They want, just be as raw and real and authentic as you can, and realize there are a lot of people learning from you. So just be mindful. It's a big responsibility, but you are a great teacher. You've been through a lot of stuff and you've learned a lot, and now people are learning by watching you, okay? They're watching you and they're learning. What you desire the most, but what you're denying yourself, and again, these two kind of go hand in hand, is your mind is like, It's constantly going like a factory. Like at night, it's probably keeping you up. I'm seeing like I'm not even using that tarot deck, but I'm seeing like the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, where you've been through so much that you're really in your head about it. Okay, you've become very logical, and it's like cut through the crap, cut people out of your life that don't fit in. A very strong sense of discernment, but realize not everybody's bad. Even though you've gone through your life and you've been challenged this way, it was only to give you this kind of discernment, and it was only to give you the lessons in it so that you could help empathize with others and teach others. And this is truly what you're designed to do, is to help teach. And so your mind is going overtime. You tend to overthink things because you're the troubleshooter. You have a beautiful mind, I'm hearing. Absolutely intellectual person I'm speaking with here. You've been through so much. You've educated yourself, and that's what got you through a lot of things. But they're saying try to get out of the ego and the control and overthinking things, because it's actually blocking the channeled messages that they're trying to send through. So the more that you allow yourself to be a slave to your ego or your mind or your thoughts or past thoughts, the harder it is to really align yourself with what's really designed for you, which is truly amazing. This adventure is they're trying to deliver to you, is truly amazing. It's going to give you everything that you work so hard for. The key is also realize that lock isn't really locked. Wherever you are, you belong. You are the main character, even though you feel like the outsider because of your past, the way you were bullied, the way you were a misfit. Beautiful soul, that is because you truly aren't like everybody else. You are so incredible. You are so incredible. The wisdom you hold that you have yet to even see from your ancestors, from the spirit world. Like, I'm getting that you were royalty in the spirit world. You are royalty. Like, you are truly a very powerful being. You are here for such an incredible purpose. You are the creator of this new reality. And they're saying, please be careful what you devote your attention to, because you're creating it. Okay? That's why you don't need to be armored anymore. You are divinely protected because of the mission that you're on. The reason you came here is to create incredible things. You do not need this armor. You've already learned how to sense 10 miles away someone who's full of BS, someone who has ill intentions. You can trust in that. You don't need to overthink, because everything is starting to line up for you. You just need to quit fighting it. I'm hearing quit fighting it. Quit thinking it's got to be a certain way, because it's actually slowing you down and blocking you from this beautiful adventure. So moving forward, just try to be not as fearful. Don't let your brain convince you that everything's scary that you haven't done. It's not real. You're definitely in for some beautiful celebrations, but also be mindful. These women here are literally dancing and splashing in a giant storm while everybody else is locked in their house, safe and sound. And it's like enticing you to say, make the celebration and we'll give you something to celebrate for. Feel the celebration so we can create more to celebrate for. Be grateful for every little moment and find celebration in it so that we can create that for you and line that up for you. Yeah, again, by letting down your armor, you're going to align with the right people who are going to help you on this beautiful adventure. And it's got something to do with something you're creating. And you are going to add something to this that only you could add. It is not the same without you. So you need to release your armor, let people in, speak authentically about what your dreams are, your ideas, everything, the things that you're afraid to speak authentically about. But truly be yourself and don't hold back. The right people are going to line up in your life. They're going to be more like you. They're not going to be like, the people of your past who've hurt you and taken advantage of you. These are going to be very different people. They're going to resonate with you and your purpose. They have the same purpose. And by integrating what you've got and what they've got to offer, it's going to make something so incredibly powerful and beautiful. They need your brilliant mind. They need your beautiful creative energy. Okay? So that's why you're being called to just be patient. Don't be pushing forward down a path that you insist it's got to be this way, because they don't want you to take the hard, long way around this time. They're saying, live moment to moment and see the signs. You're being given signs on the clocks. Maybe it's angel number 821. You can look it up. Maybe it's on the radio. I'm seeing feathers, coins, something about keys. Okay, but when you're living moment to moment and your attention is on what's happening right now all around you, that's when you will be able to pick up on these. So you cannot have your brain in the past. You can't keep thinking and devoting your attention and energy to the past. It's only going to bring you guilt, which is pointless because you showed up perfectly. There's no other way you could have showed up, and the power is not there. You are creating the moment. In this moment, you are creating your future. So focus. Remember, you are always the insider. Wherever you are is where you're meant to be. The other people will find you. Okay? They are the outsiders until they're in your world. When you detach that way and you allow yourself to see the true beauty and power that you hold and what you're really meant to do, once this starts to unfold for you, you're going to see that where you are is not where you want to stay. Even though it's cushy, let it go. There's something way bigger waiting for you. I feel compelled to pull out a nice positive affirmation. I know it's going to pertain to this reading. I'm hearing it's going to be quite compelling. That's what I'm hearing. Quite compelling, whatever that means. Oh, I just threw another one. Can I have two? All right, we'll do two. I threw this one. The universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. Exactly. We don't steal from others. When we're having things, we're not afraid to ask anymore. We're not taking from others by getting our dreams come true. Okay, and it says the universal manager has the ability to bring everyone a vibrational match to what they are giving their attention to without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. That's why we don't want to focus on the past. Do you want to keep reliving that? The stuff that made you want to have this armor around you? Hell no. Okay? So put your attention on what you desire and realize it's not taking from anybody. I also pulled this one. There's nothing for me to guard against. Oh, I can't make this up, guys. Both of those cards so strongly pertain to exactly what I just said. Compelling. You exist in a place of absolute well-being. Tell yourself that again and again. Know it. Be the evidence of it. To give others reason to believe that all can be well. Again, be the celebration, wherever that card went. Be the celebration so that you'll be given something to celebrate, okay? There's both sides of it, guys. Take a big old screenshot. There is absolutely nothing for you to guard against, and when you're guarded, you're not allowing your spirit team, your future self, your higher self, your guardian angels, your ancestors, all of them to help you. So we don't need the armor. You have strong discernment. You just need healthy boundaries, and do not budge with the healthy boundaries. You know what you want in your space. You know what you're willing to put up with. You know what doesn't feel good. Set your healthy boundaries. Anybody who doesn't respect them, they don't get to play in your sandbox. They don't get to play in your sandbox. If you get called to have a personal reading, definitely, again, you can email me, paintingsbykatherine@gmail.com. You can also find me on my website, www.earthangel3811.com. You can follow my Facebook, Readings by Catherine, YouTube channel. You could definitely subscribe. I'm EarthAngel3811. I just got this card, and that is realize you are truly a born leader. You are not like everybody else. You are not meant to blend into the sidelines, hide in the shadows. You are a lion or a lioness. You are meant to teach and show and lead others. And it's time you realize you weren't the outsider. You're the only one creating these bars. You deserve to fly. You need to fly. You're meant to fly, just like the others. You are not an outsider. These cards, transformation. I didn't even mean to pull that. Yeah, you're going through a transformation. Release the armor. Let life in, because there are beautiful things calling you. A new adventure awaits you. And this is going to transform you spiritually and in every which way in this physical world. You are very, very highly regarded, I'm hearing. You are here for a special purpose. Why did they tell me to read this? I am learning that all problems resolve themselves. That's right. You literally say, angels, thank you for showing me that issue has been looked after. I say this at night. Thank you for showing me, angels, that issue has been looked after. I don't even need to think about the issue. I don't need to name it. I'm just giving gratitude that I know they've got it. If I need a break, they're going to give me that break. Okay? So I am learning that all problems resolve themselves because you've got a spirit team helping line things up. We've got to take a little bit off our shoulders, quit controlling everything, thinking that the sun will rise without us. It's not true. We all have our angels and they help. When you have a problem, a desire exudes forth from you. The source hears it and answers it immediately. Once you remove your attention from the problem, then you allow the solution. Give birth to the question and let it go and allow the answer to flow. Again, we definitely don't want to keep looking, digging up and looking at the problem, or we're creating more of the problem. If we operate out of a feeling of lack, we're going to create more lack. We don't ask for things begging, saying, oh, we have this problem, please help me. We say, just thank you. I know that it's done. I know that you see that I am wealthy. I know that you see I am secure. I know that you see that everything is lining up. I know that you see and have helped me that everybody treats me better. I'm grateful, angels. Thank you for showing me that that issue is looked after. Let it look after itself. We aren't here to trudge through massive trenches, okay? And even though our past has been difficult, because that helped us to get here, we've got the tools that we've learned along the way, the discernment. We've learned how to love ourselves if we're doing it right. This is one of the biggest lessons. Learn to devote love to yourself like you do everybody else. Learn to take care of yourself and learn to choose happiness in every moment. Everything else lines up. And don't be afraid to dream as big as you possibly can. And then when you think you've dreamed as big as you can, just imagine how much more it's going to be, because our mind is limited and you know it's going to be bigger than you thought. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Please keep shining. And again, if you feel called, you know how to contact me, and I'm here for you. We've got this.